you've worked a lot with art, and in your portfolio, you mentioned that you focus on places that have been destructed, and you kind of experiment how identities are being changed.
Well,
So
yeah, there is this word that I use for in my portfolio to speak about my work is that I see landscape as a palimpsest. A palimpsest is a book. When we were creating books in the early time of creating books, they would be all handmade, and sometimes people would just erase and scorch, the paper to rewrite again on the same page.
yeah.
So today, with some very high technology, we can also see what was written before.
Oh, cool.
A palimpsest is a book that has many layers of writing on the same pages, and I see landscape as that. So you have different layers of history, and particularly in Iraq, you have many layers of history.
Many layers.
So what interests me is a lot about identity. For example, my one of my favorite projects that has been realized and finished and exhibited is called Oyuni, which is my eyes. It speaks about the identity of contemporary Iraqi. And so last week I posted on my Instagram. I posted some objects of the Baghdad museum, and someone commented that she was so proud that the blood of her ancestors that built this, which is Assyrian, were flowing into her vein. I did not reply to that comment, but Oyuni is speaking about the new generation of Iraqi who write in their biography that they are Mesopotamian or Sumerian, or they write their name in cuneiforms,
Mm,
or the Tishrin painters that used a lot of this iconography and also of these alphabets.
okay.
And so I truly love the fact that your contemporary new generation of Iraqi are making a revendication of a Mesopotamian identity.
Beautiful. So I saw it was like they had this black glasses.
No, it's eyes. It's 3D printed huge eyes that
Okay.
that they cannot see through, by the way. But there is a Sumerian statue in the Museum of Baghdad. So maybe you will be able to.
Yeah, actually, we can you can show it in the here. But what did this eyes
Well,
represent?
those eyes are eyes of Sumerian statues, and they are eyes of devotion, and they are in the Museum of Baghdad. And their
Devotion?
statue devotion is to look at something with religiosity. Yeah,
Yeah.
but so you have to go to the statue in itself because there is like very small statue
Below, yeah, below
which
it.
is in the museum,
Below.
of Baghdad.
Yeah.
Even up, but yes, you can use, yeah,
Yeah.
this is a statue which is in the Sumerian collection of the Baghdad Museum, which is never open. For 2 years I tried to see them, but it's not open yet.
Yet, so
No, it's the Sumerian gallery is not open,
why?
and I don't know. I met the director briefly and asked her, and she just told me to that. Yeah, she told me.
It's not
Yeah,
open
yeah,
for no reason.
yeah.
So,
No, it's not for no reason. They're rebuilding it,
okay.
but they're rebuilding the Sumerian area. But it's complicated. I mean, it's 2 years.
So the eyes, like what is like why are you so sure that it was about devotion?
Because I know, because I studied a lot about these Sumerian devotion statues, and they look at God, and when you look at something that you really love, you have
The
something
eyes
which
get
is called
dilated.
mitridaz, and you have like this opening of the pupils.
Yeah,
But
just
the
get dilated.
pupils also can get open for many other reasons. For example, these large eyes, they also are part of the manga vision of the world. They are part of the techno culture for some other reasons.
Okay.
So these black eyes were for me a way, by creating 3D printed eyes, and by asking friends from different religion and different tribes to come with me and to search on their
How
own.
did you get them to wear it?
I mean, they're my friends. Like, I have a
Oh, they
lot of
did.
friends in Iraq, and they played music for me, and we did this video work. And because in some museum like Le Louvre, sometimes the statue has disappeared, but you just have the eyes. So I also recreated this kind of, I recreated that kind of scenario where only the eyes are left from a statue. But so by having these people in Al-Shibaish, you know, you have this house that are called Mudif.
Mudif, yeah.
Yeah, the Mudif is a traditional Sumerian way of building, and we have Sumerian stamps that show the same architecture.
Oh.
This is also in a museum in Baghdad and also in the British Museum.
The same architecture as what exactly?
At the Mudif.
Oh.
The Mudif is a Sumerian way of building.
Nice.
These buildings they are always renewed on the same architecture since 3,500 years ago, 4,000 years ago.
So you're saying it's the same way of building the Mudif itself?
Okay,
nice.
You have it it's very easy to find if you put Mudif Sumeria in Google, and if you search, you will find stamps that shows the exact same house.
Beautiful. And
also to go to Ur, to the ziggurat, which was heavily rebuilt and which looks more like brutalist architecture today than a ziggurat, but it's very interesting to. So the Oyuni project is a travel with youth of Iraq to search about this identity. And why did I create that project? I created that project because it allows people to not fight each other in a very stupid way and kill each other for no reasons, and just to feel that Iraq is one, Iraq Wahed, and that whatever your faith, your sect, whatever, you can be Turkmani, Kurdish, or Arab, you know, like, or Assyrian, who are the real inheritance of this country. Because the fun part of it, and this is a discussion that I had also with a wonderful journalist of Al-Sharqiya, which I had discussion about. She was very curious, but I'm pretending that most of the Arabs today in Iraq come from Yemen, and that the Kurds come from the north of Iran and from this, you know, Central Asia place. So to see people fighting on a land to know if Kirkuk is more Kurdish or more Arab, Kirkuk is none of that. I mean,
it's really none of
those
that.
are movement of population and genocides. And there was a genocide of Assyrian 1 century ago, exactly in the 20s in Iraq. And the original people who built these structures have disappeared. So maybe there is a bit of blood and mixing. Yes, there is but it's not directly genetically the ancestors of Iraqi who were Sumerians. I do not believe that.
It's kind of like America. People just come here and settle.
But that's okay. But that's very funny because people get upset when I say that, which is okay. Me, I'm a very honest friend. I just pretend that there is mostly, like, even in the behavior and in the tribe, which is a very different social system as you know, is a Hammurabi codex. It's very different, and that's life. You know, if you look at contemporary Turkey, contemporary Turks are not the original inhabitant who built the archaeological site of contemporary Turkey. And if you cannot say that, it's a problem.
I think a lot of people would agree with that. Like Iraq.
Yeah, but they got a bit upset. And so for me,
it's an ego thing.
Yeah, but Oyuni, because they feel pride into this Mesopotamian heritage. But for me, so Oyuni is also a way, and I'm very honest, and I will always be honest, to invoke imaginary grandfather to solve post-Civil War conflicts.
Beautiful.
And to say we are all brothers and sisters in Iraq, and we all deserve. And as you see, I don't know if you saw that video, but there is dance, and there is no real presence of religion or identity. There is people from very different background that came to me in that project. And for me, it's a way of saying that if you dream to be something and that it can make you at peace, then the dream, you know, the reality is what we make about it.